Welcome to Ralph E. Johnson Jr.'s YouTube channel, where we feature thought-provoking videos and have profound discussions about the society in which we live. And today's topic enlightens me every time I think about it, brings back so much nostalgia, makes me happy deep within, and this is when I talk about the culture of recreations. Recreation centers have provided so much for so many people throughout America. It has provided safe haven from the streets. It has given us wonderful mentorships, provided us with mentors who led us in the right direction, instilled so much discipline in us to help us reach our goals. We participated in intramural sports that have given us the competitive edge to compete in the society, and we need that competitive edge. Society is like a blood sport, and recreation centers have prepared us for that competitiveness through ping pong, through pool, through swimming, through chess, through computer games. All of these qualities, all of these talents we've learned through recreation centers. So today's topic and today's question that I'll be asking: should we promote and resource the culture of recreation centers today like we did in the past? Tonight, I am so happy we will be celebrating the 75th anniversary of Chick Webb Memorial Recreation Center. Everybody, if you're from Baltimore, Maryland, knows what Chick Webb is all about. And throughout the country, I'm pretty sure we have these famous recreation centers that have had impact on the people in that particular region. And we're going to be talking about recreation centers. So tonight I'll be asking a lot of friends, lifelong friends that I've gained through the culture of recreation. I'll be asking them all the kind of questions about recreation centers, how they have impacted them, their children, and how does the future look in terms of recreation centers. And I just can't wait. Can't wait to step foot back into Chick Webb, where I first learned how to swim. I'd like to thank Mr. Ronald Miles for doing a good job in promoting Chick Webb and the recreation centers throughout Baltimore and pretty much the recreation culture throughout the whole of the United States. So I just can't wait to go in. Well, I was shooting air balls back then, so I'll probably do the same today. So join me tonight as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of Chick Webb Memorial Recreation Center, and we pay homage to the recreation centers and culture throughout America. God bless you.
I know that's right.
My man, brother, Petey. Definitely, they're always sharp. You always had the best sneakers, the Coach's shorts, and the BBD. You just had the whole Simon Harris thing going on. Always a pleasure, my brother.
Yes, sir, Ralph.
Look, so how have recreation centers impacted you throughout your youth?
Man, to be honest, without recreation center, without Chick Webb, I probably would have been in prison.
Wow.
There's nothing to do, and it kept me out of trouble. And I hope that when they construct come back and give me young people somewhere doing something.
Right.
Need to come up with some activities in recreation centers. Because man, they're just open. They have nothing for them to do, no programs whatsoever.
Right.
And those that want to volunteer, they don't want them in the centers.
So do we need more recreation centers, or the recreation centers that we have need more resources?
I think we need more recreation centers. But you need to make the communities more involved in the recreation centers.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Well, I remember we came up playing ball, and we just had that camaraderie, we had that competitive edge.
And we got lifelong friendships from it.
Wow.
Lifelong friendships.
Lifelong friendships. Well, I remember though, if only we could turn back the pages of time, so a lot of these youth, a lot of the killing wouldn't be as prevalent as it is.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I used to open 101 up in the evenings, Friday to Saturday.
Right.
Man, they get 2 games and they're ready to go.
Wow.
we wanted to stay all night.
All night long. All night long.
We ain't had none of this confusion that they got going on nowadays.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's good to see you out here at the 75th anniversary of Chick Webb. We both know what Chick Webb has done for us, and I just appreciate their friendship over the years, and I just appreciate Chick Webb.
Yes, sir. And I will be there. For as long as I'm standing, when the doors open, I'll be there.
My man, how have recreation centers impacted your life growing up as a youth, or even now?
Growing up as a youth, and also even now, recreation has been very important. I attended Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School, and in our off season, Chick Webb was mainly our space to go when we weren't able to be in the school to either work out, swim, or even play basketball. So it's been an outlet for most of the people that I know that has lived in the projects around here, which is it's one big community. Unfortunately, we lost one, but it's still here. And good thing is that Chick Webb is still around and still able to provide those opportunities for the youth.
So nowadays, do you think we need more recreation centers? Do you think recreation centers need to be more resourced? Just tell me about the culture of recreation centers now, as you said, as opposed to back in your day.
Keep it honest, I still feel like there are people around who has experienced the recreational center experience, who can come back and give back to the youth of today. That's the problem with that. That's, in my honest opinion, I think that's the problem, that our youth don't have enough outlets to go to whenever they want to just hang out and just be. Our kids aren't kids anymore. They're literally adults based on how they're living and how they're brought up, and they don't have those opportunities that I once had. And working in the school systems now in my position, I try to give my experience and put that into them so that they know that there is a light somewhere. And at some point, whenever they want to, it's here for them. And that's why I feel like everything that we do is important.
Man, I appreciate it, and thank you for your time.
No problem.
All right, cool, appreciate it. So how have recreation centers impact your life coming up as a youth?
Well, recreation has impacted my life as a teen to know how to be a leader, team player, get along with others and doing positive things. Teaching you sportsmanship, teaching you just to be able to go somewhere and enjoy your playtime. And also, back then we had tutors and did homework at the center. And if you was assigned to someone, you couldn't do nothing but tutor before you could go out and play.
Right.
So it really taught me how to be a team player in life and to how to grow with knowing the rules and regulations. Because in recreation, you had to learn the rules and follow the regulations. First of all, to be safe and comfortable in life.
Do you think we need more recreation centers, or do you think that recreation centers today need to be more resourced? What's your assessment of the current culture of recreation?
Recreation today need people that wants to work with children. They need to have people that wants to show the love of children and be able to along with the parents, because the parents needs to be disciplined for the children to get disciplined. When I was coming up, the staff at the recreation club say something to you, and you say something to a child, parents want to come up there and be negative towards you. But during my time of recreation, which is in the 60s, 70s,
Yes. So look, how have recreation centers impacted your life growing up as a youth?
It impacted me. It kept me out of being in the streets. It helped me focus more on dance and a future of what I had prepared for myself.
Recreations impact my life by allowing me to explore different activities that exist and just allowing a safe place to escape outside of all the crime that happens in Baltimore.
Do you think we need more recreation centers today? Do you think they should be better resourced, or is everything good as it is?
I think we definitely need more. It would help a lot with the youth nowadays, and I feel like it should be financed more and everything.
Okay, and thank you very much.
Yes.
And that was a great athletic movie. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, my brother. Always a pleasure. Looking good as always.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it going.
So, quick question: how have recreation centers impact your life as a youth coming up?
Funny thing today, I had a conversation about recreation centers and coming up in the era of playing sports. So, being an elder, I'm 41 years old to the day. Recreation centers coming up, it was an outlet for me to stay off the street. I have an avenue of playing basketball, and it created a network that I would never know until I got older. So to this day, I have, coming from East Baltimore, it allowed me to have a network far beyond where I was brought up in. East, West, South Baltimore. And I have these relationships starting from playing 8-10 basketball. I have these relationships today at 41 years old. And I'm able to sit on steps with good brothers, good guys. We all business owners. And funny thing, we have businesses set up side by side, and it all started from our relationship started from recreational centers, playing at Oliver basketball, which led to I played for Dunbar, which we are in here today.
Right.
I started off playing over West Baltimore. My father had me at over West Baltimore playing at Pennsylvania Avenue.
Okay.
Well, I started off West Baltimore, East Baltimore guy, so that allowed me to have a network with West Baltimore guys.
Right.
Okay, playing at Upton.
Okay. Up there.
From Upton,
Gotcha.
played at Robinson Marshall,
Right.
Mount Royal, East Baltimore. I played in Northwood, Alva Recreational Center.
Okay.
I played in leagues at Under the Dome. You know, so that
Are you good enough to be in the BNBL era?
yeah, BNBL, Project Survival, Winter Ball, Easter Tournament. Y'all
Okay.
come up in that era. We used to stay all day staying at we stayed at Lake Clifton. all day long.
Okay.
Even in the snow. We used to hop in golf carts. We stole them.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what we did. That's what we did.
That's what we did.
That's what we
So
did.
The culture of recreation was real heavy when we were coming up. So how do you feel the recreation culture is today? Should it be promoted more? Should it be more resourced? Or just let me hear
I
your
think it should be
assessment of it.
I think it should be more resource because to give the kids an outlet. Kids today lack social skills. This is an outlet for you to meet people in your neighborhood. People in your neighborhood, and y'all find a way to make a relationship through the correlation of likes. That y'all have similar interests, you know, and that's really important being in the neighborhood today. Being, you know, because a lot of the recreational center is in a neighborhood where it's a lot of things, it's a lot of crime,
Right.
a lot of other things. Just give them an outlet, and
Right.
a place to be, and accountability.
Right.
Your parents know they can find you in the recreation center from this time to this time, and that's what it lacked today.
Brother Marvin McDowell, my brother, always a pleasure. The coach, the founder of
Umar Boxing and Youth Development Program.
and you're saying is what?
No hooks before books, and put the guns down, put the gloves in.
My main man. Always a pleasure. I appreciate this interview. Appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for being here. You know how Baltimore, we always shorten those words up.
People have missed out on some great stuff tonight, man. I'm
Wow.
telling you.
Beautiful, beautiful night.
You celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Chick Webb Recreational Center. And I'm saying, man, the community missed out on it. We had some great performance, you know, great singer, great dancer, you know, great saxophones. They're going to come on again. But I'm telling you, man, the community missed out on this one, man.
I totally enjoyed myself. So the question is, how have recreation centers impacted your life growing up as a youth?
Well, I'll tell you this, recreation center saved my life, you know, because I'm a little knucklehead out here. And I'm telling you, Operation Champ is one of the best WOOP
Operation
was one
Champ,
of the
yes,
best
sir.
programs that was ever developed by the Urban Services Department, Parks and Recs.
Yes, sir.
They had a boxing program, and I had a chance to travel all around the country. Winning the Golden Gloves, Southland Championship, State Championship, rated top 10 in the country. I'm saying going to California, going to Florida, I'm saying all over the United States, meeting guys that was doing what I was doing. I'm saying we go to the Nationals, man. Man, I'm saying, hey, it saved my life.
So when we came up, the cultural recreation centers were booming.
Yeah, that was the place to be.
Booming. So now, how do you feel about the culture of recreation? Do you think we need more recreation centers, or the recreation centers that we have need to be resourced?
Yeah, well, recreation centers that we have need to be resourced. See, these kids are hooked on these games, where they don't really have to exercise, move around. All they got to do is move their fingers. So we got to regenerate our youth again and get them moving and get them feeling good about themselves, man, because the way things are going now, man, these kids are supposed to be our future.
Well, you're doing a great job at Umar Boxing. You're saving a lot of lives. You're educating a lot of people. You're disciplining a lot of people. Tell the public a little bit about Umar Boxing.
The Umar Boxing was and I think still is the first boxing program with a legitimate educational component, and that's called No Hooks Before Books, where we use the boxing to draw the kids in. Once we get them in, education is mandatory. So I have certified Baltimore City school teachers that work with the kids, math, read, write. I'm saying anything educational-wise, we can help these kids. I'm saying I take them in from 6 to 106.
Wow.
I don't tell nobody now. It is a learning process for everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, and I guess the other day on Facebook, I saw you had Teresa Davis.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's a great friend of mine.
Beautiful sister, great filmmaker.
That's right. That's right. Kicking indoors.
Kicking in doors, you had Teresa there. I said, oh my goodness, I think I gotta get up there. I came through a few times, but she motivated me even more. I got to get back up there.
And she's great, man.
Mr. Miles, this is your baby. All about Chick Web, the 75th anniversary. So tell me about this event.
Well, this event is, in fact, about the 75th anniversary of the historic Chick Web Memorial Recreation Center. We, at the RJY Chick Web Council, feel that this center is a national Black icon. It's an unsung gem of not only Baltimore City, but the country. Because this is the center that was in 1940, was built specifically and by the Black community of Baltimore City and nationally known Black entertainers who were the friends of William Henry Chick Webb.
So tell me, how have recreation centers impacted our society?
Well, I can say for me, one of the things that Chick Webb said on his deathbed was he wanted a rec center, although he's working in New York. On his deathbed, he said he wanted to help the Black youth of Baltimore to become good citizens, to stay out of trouble and become good citizens. At the age of 70, after going through Chick Webb when I was 9, I learned of the story. And from there, he said he wanted them to become good citizens. And I reflected on myself and said, I'm exemplifying that. So that's the legacy of the Chick Webb Memorial Recreation Center. And I should also mention that this center was threatened in 2017 for demolition. It was the Dunbar Coalition that came together and prevented it. And I think that
It was a
although
historic building, it can't be touched, right?
it was not, because what we have to do is go through a process. And the process we went through was learning from the planning department on what it was going to take to become historic. Too often, we look at buildings to say they are historic, but unless you go through the process, it doesn't happen. So, at the Dunbar Coalition, we went through an 8-month process to have this center designated. The most important thing is that once it was designated historic and being situated in a $1 billion project area, there was an allocation. So we had to have a drive to say, not only where you determine it to be historic, after disinvestment over 70 years, it's time to invest.
Hey,
It was then that we proceeded to press the city over the last few years to include it in the development process. Now, through community interaction, we now have a commitment of $20 million from the city of Baltimore and the state of Maryland for improvement and expansion. And the important thing is we no longer look at this as a recreation center. We look at this as an intergenerational center.
wow.
Part of the development now is going to include a recording studio with a founder's room, a walking track, and then there's going to be a multi-purpose area where we're just not going to play basketball. Because the city actually was proposing a new gymnasium in the neighborhood when we were saturated
We're gonna have a computer
with gymnasium. It's going to be, oh, absolute, a computer center. And then we want to educate our young people that they learn to fix them things or whatever.
Right.
You know, with the thing that fly in the sky.
Right.
Drones, I think they call them. Or any kind.
Right.
See, that's going to be another process that we stay involved with, that the programming become important. And I would tell the community,